guys, it is Wednesday morning, and for any of y'all new to the channel, my name is Megan, this is my husband Davey. Today our goal is to get the radiator in. We are changing the alternator over to a one wire alternator from PA Performance. Get our gauges. He's going to go ahead and hook up the temp gauge and the oil gauge just so when we start it, we can see what kind of pressure we're holding and stuff like that. And maybe by the end of the day, we will get the bed on. Because we want to get the bed on, get the mount made before we take it over to the other shop to do body work and paint it. The bed will be coming back off though.
And the intercooler.
Yeah.
I want to get the intercooler on. I hate fighting with that thing, so get it out of the way. But we got some things to do before we get to that. And I'm going to be fixing or checking and fixing the killer dowel pin. We had to order the seal, the timing cover seal, gasket, and the seal for the crank. Won't be here till probably Saturday. So we're not going to put any floods in the radiator because I'm going to have to take it right back out to get to it. So, but at least the brackets will be made for it. So, yeah, other than that, I am going to do that. And I'm contemplating, and I need to advance the timing on it for what we done to it. But while I'm in there,
might as well.
Probably will.
Alright guys, while Davey is getting the temp gauge ran and the oil gauge ran, I'm going to go ahead and get the alternator off because like I said, we are going to a one wire. So I'm going to get this one off. We can put the other one on.
Work it off, work it off, work it off, work it off.
We got that good all there.
Nope. Start a bit. Be like a T40.
Alright, so since I got the alternator off and out of the way, we've told y'all before how when we take the AC off, we've got to change the tensioner pulley. We've got to change it to a groove pulley instead of a slicked one. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off since the alternator's out of my way. This is the tensioner pulley we just took off. See that smooth? That's what factory is, but because we eliminated the AC compressor, we went to this groove one here. That way the belt, because we are having to run the belt different, we did have to get a shorter belt as well. A shorter belt, the tensioner pulley at Napa is 36093 part number. The belt is 080645. Them are your two part numbers. You need to eliminate the AC compressor on your 12 valve. The reason we eliminate it because we moved the motor back 3.5 inches, and when you do that, the AC compressor will actually get into the frame because up here where it factory goes, there's a cutout slit in the frame for that. We did not want to cut into our frame, so we just eliminate the AC. If we decide to go AC, we end up doing vintage AC, or we are going to, not in this one maybe, but there is one down the road. We're going to try the electric AC compressor and see how that works. Now I'm going to get our one wire alternator installed. Like I said, it is from PA Performance. Now we're ready to get the belt put on, and then Davey can wire up the one wire to the battery. Davey's getting the temp sensor in right now, coming through the firewall, go over.
Alright, gee whiz. Well, there's zero room back here.
Alright, Davey got the oil pressure sensor. It's in. He's gonna have to run the wire from right there in that hole, come out, we'll route it, get it going over to this, and I am gonna get the belt put on. And I will clean up all the wiring and stuff once we are done with the build. I ordered that Alex Tech off Amazon to put it in, kind of like I did Ozzy's. But I'll get all that cleaned up. We are trying to get the radiator fitted. Like I said, we knew we were gonna have to cut some of the inner fender out on both sides. Actually quite a bit because of how long the radiator is for the Cummins. We do like keeping the stock radiator just because it helps keep them cool better.
Yeah.
I had no That's me.
There's some bolts in there we gotta take out.
I'll get those took out real quick.
These two here gotta come out.
All right, we got the radiator sitting where we want it to. Davey got these cut out, both sides. It's sitting pretty low. I think it's in a good location. The only thing is we are gonna have to figure out the mounts here. So what we're gonna do is probably go cut the one off the mount that comes off the Dodge core support that these sit down in. That way we can run it straight across and we can actually build up right here off the frame to help support that. And then we will make spots where we can utilize these. So we'll come off here, build up so we can attach this to here and give it some support. We probably won't go tight like that, but we'll make it where there's room. Kind of like we did on Ozzy's, but that is, there's still room for electric fans to go in there, and we'll... All right, this is the Dodge core support. This is where the radiator bottom sets in right here. these little rubber guys. So we are gonna take these off because they're just bolted on, and we're gonna try to use these to come off the frame. Too bad you can't flip that.
I know, right?
That tall. You could if we cut it.
Cut it. Put it on there and possibly set it on the frame. This one cut it. Ain't doing nothing. Don't hold it up any though. Don't actually need any more weight on that because it's already. And the bottom that would be hard.
You can go from the inside though, over here.
Yeah, but they get it out. That ain't a problem. But if we ever needed to. Holding that up though, so I can get a weld on it. Or stick something under it. Pick up on that radiator. Let her down. Might actually work. Go back to that.
Can we pick up on it?
Let's put something under the radiator right here, like something a thick piece. Weld that to that best I can. And pick up on that. I feel like that's gonna be too much. Hold up. Test it. Thinking to make it stronger, I'll cut a piece and put between these two.
Yeah.
Just so it don't flex up over here and fall down.
I can do that.
Get it done.
Not very. Alright, when Dave's over there finishing welding up those mounts to the bottom of the radiator to hold it up, I'm going to take me a piece of angle and I'm going to just make it not very wide at all. That way we can drill a hole. We'll drill a hole through this and this. We'll snug this down to the front core support and then we'll run a bolt through here. Drill a hole there, run a bolt to hold the radiator away from the core support because you don't want the radiator rubbing on the core support. And right now it's kind of a little floppy. So if it hits that, it might put a hole in it, so that's what I'm going to do now. Alright, we got our radiator mounted in. I still got to do some cleanup up here and get that repainted. But we ended up using the Dodge core support mount that I showed y'all so that we could get the bottom set up here. We just used our rivet, put it in so we could run the factory Dodge mount here for the top of the radiator. That bolt goes through over here. I am going to trim those off. Like I said, I'm going to clean these welds up, clean all this up, get it repainted black, both sides. Now, our radiator won't move, and we still got a gap so it ain't against the core support. And then we have enough room for our electric fan to go on this side of it. Like I said, this is going to be coming back out, but we want to get the radiator hoses cut down. We are using the factory Dodge radiator hoses. That's the benefit of using the factory radiator. So, but they do have to be cut down just a little bit. This one down here will also have to be cut down a little bit. As you can see, we went closer to the motor than factory did. So we'll get them cut down where they need to go, and then we can work on getting the intercooler mounted as well. Now, we've got to put the front core support on right there, and then see if we can't get the intercooler on. Like he said earlier, the radiator is coming back out because we are going to do the killer dowel pin. We're just waiting on our gasket to come in at Napa. And then while that's out, I'm gonna clean the radiator, flush it out and all that real good. I did find a passenger fender out back that will work, so we're probably gonna go ahead and get this fender took off too and get that one put on.
Intercooler pipe back and come through here. Put it here and hang it down. Do take these brackets off. Get it up as high as I can, almost to the bottom thing. This one I'm gonna start with. I was thinking run bolt through this.
Yep, I support it. Alright guys, instead of running this one like we did Aussie up in the core support, we're actually going to go below it. Just so it looks better. That way we ain't cutting big holes right here in the side of our grill core support. So, ideal is to weld these on to the mount, that flat steel we ran across there. And then that way we can run our intercooler pipe out and straight up. From there to there. These ain't long enough, are they? Boy, those would be. Alright, we're gonna get that top piece welded, and then we're gonna find a piece to run down from this down to the bottom of the intercooler as well, to hold it steady so it don't move around. Yes, it is gonna get airflow because it will hang below the bumper. The bumper on these, they come right here. And we did go with a factory bumper, so it's not a big bulky bumper, so it looks like problem child's bumper. So the intercooler will hang down past the bumper a little ways. Yep. That way we're getting air to it real good. Alright guys, we got the intercooler mounted. This right here in the front, this is just until we get the bumper on so we can see where we can mount the bottom of the intercooler to. So this is temporary. This piece is temporary for now until we get to putting the bumper on it. Guys, now it's our favorite part, the intercooler pipe. This should make it, putting it down there should make it easier, we hope. Davey's getting the first adapter put on, and then we will hopefully just go up to this side, the intercooler pipe, and same thing on the other side. Alright guys, we got the passenger side intercooler pipe on. We ran it from the bottom of the turbo straight down, then put a curve on it there, a corner piece. Now we are working on the driver's side. Alright guys, we're going to get the bed moved up by the shop so we can get it put on hopefully tonight. Carter's helping Davey drive the tractor. That way he knows what he's doing.
Going with me?
Riding with Papa will take the tractor back? Hard.
You wanna use it for that?
Yeah. Are you riding with Papa? Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the truck forward. We're going to put the bed where the lift is. We're going to use the lift arm to pick the bed up, and then once we get the bed in the air, we can roll the truck back under it, go down, and then we can work on making our bed mount.
You got it?
No. Okay, right. Little more. That's good. Okay. You put one. That's right. Now, see, I
think I have to do some maneuver because I
still need to go up. Alright guys, it is Wednesday evening about 6 o'clock and we got a lot done today. Actually I thought the intercooler would take us 90% of the day because that's how the intercooler stuff works. But yeah, we got a lot done. The radiator is in, it is coming back out. The intercooler's on, all the intercooler pipes on, and we did get the bed set down on the truck. Bed mounts are not made, it is not done. But it's on there, we kind of got it where we think we're going to need it, but there is some stuff, trimming and stuff we have to do to get it lowered to where it needs to go. Y'all are familiar with the Dodges, the two-wheel drive, they already sit kind of down in the front, so obviously it's doing that right now. Davey does want to probably lower this truck, so.
we're gonna do an axle flip on the back. Maybe cut a coil on the front, maybe buy coils, I don't know. But anyway.
Kind of want it low.
Dodge is always set like that from factory. So we've been trying to build the truck off of not level, but off of the factory angle. So yes, the bed's still up way too high. We've got to cut some of the back of the bed out and lower it, but not a whole lot. So definitely want to lower it because that's the look I'm going for, is on the ground. Oh, we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, it's cold now. So.
Winter got me all stopped up again.
But we'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday morning and it is New Year. It's the first of the year, so Happy New Year's, everyone. We're gonna hopefully get this bed mounted today and then we can take it right back off. So that's our one goal today, is to get that bed mounted on there right, get all the mounts made for it so we can pull it off, take it over to the other shop to start doing body work. Then the fun part starts.
Yeah. probably lower it first before we take it over there. There's still some things we gotta do. Yeah.
Alright, go ahead. It's looking like a full truck again, so I'm liking that. Alright, first thing we're gonna do is get all these strips cut out and get them. Alright, we got all the strips out of the bed now. I don't know if y'all can see this back here or not. But the bed rail, the back bed rail is actually sitting on the back of the frame there. We're going to have to trim that out just a little bit so we can set the bed down just a little more in the back. Alright, right there is where Davey cut out on both sides. Now he's got to come out here, and I marked them out here. He's going to cut these right here, just a little notch so we can go down over the frame just a little bit, both sides. Alright guys, the ideal is to use these back spots where the bed bolts down in the back, both those, run a piece of metal straight across from frame to frame so we can bolt those down to that piece. We'll weld that piece onto the frame, of course, and then bolt the bed down to it. And then we'll go up here in the front and we'll put a mount on this side coming off the frame and a mount there coming off the frame on both sides as well.
Never did like this body. The bed moves back here.
Gotta go up in that channel.
They're not sturdy.
What are you doing? Alright, these are how we're going to do our front mounts for the bed. So we ran a piece of angle to these two. We bolted them down to it, and now we're going to run legs from it down to the frame and weld to the frame. Davey's getting me measurements for the other side so I can go get those cut for him. Alright guys, we got the mounts made for the bed. So the bed is mounted onto the frame right now. We did cross pieces here and then we went straight down to the frame, both sides. Got to get those welds cleaned up and get that painted. Same thing with the back. We just ran a piece of channel straight across, welded to the frame. On the very back, bolted those two down. Also did the same thing right under this. We ran channel to the frame, welded it down, and then bolted that to it because these are the mount spots for the 65 GMC. Before we take the bed back off and move it over to the other shop to start bodywork and stuff, all these spots, like right here, that need pulled out some, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Why? It is mounted to the frame. Makes it easier so the bed ain't moving around on you. I'm going to get that pulled out. There's a spot back here I need to beat out on the bottom side. I think there's one on that side as well. There's just small dents and stuff right at the edge that we can pull out. Alright guys, so Art Captain TIG 205P TIG welder. Never TIG welded before, so this is all new to me. So I'm going to test it out. I got my argon gas hooked up. I think I'm regulated. It says 10 to 200. Not sure, never done this before, so I'm gonna kind of play with it and see what I can do. I got my 2-piece aluminum here, and I'm gonna see if I can do it or not. I might not be able to.
Alrighty, folks. We got the bed on. We've been cleaning. She's been trying to learn how to TIG weld. It did not turn out good at all.
No, it's so bad I didn't want to show y'all it, so I didn't show y'all.
We were going to lower this truck and put it on the ground, and then we realized because of the size of the axle and how close it is to the frame, I'm going to have to C-notch it. We decided not to do that. So we're not going to lower the truck at all. I think we're going to level the front out. Go ahead and go with the wheels that I went with. Maybe some meaty tires. It'll be a two-wheel drive still, obviously. But it's going to be a stock height truck. Something you can still pull your camper across country with if you want. You know, whoever buys it. Pull your race car or to the track. Show car to the track or to the car show. Whatever. But it'll be that truck. It won't be so close to the ground you'll be scared to use it. So we decided to go that route. It's going to be just a good little driver. Yet slash pull trailer. But we still got a lot to do before we start going with paint.
I'm hoping by Monday we're starting Bodywork. That's my goal.
We can definitely start Bodywork by Monday.
Yeah.
But I got finished bolting up the fender.
We want to pull the windshield out before we go over
Take
there.
the windshield out. I gotta fix that pillar, but I'll do that probably over there. I need to go get that piece.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to take a day to go get that piece.
Gotta take the radiator back out.
Yeah.
I was waiting for the gasket kit. What is it, Monday?
Friday or Saturday, I think. Today's Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be tomorrow or Saturday before that comes in at Napa.
I'm gonna take the radiator back out and do that. I also forgot to put in my 1-wire alternator and the new pulley and all.
No, we did all that. That's all there.
Never mind. She did that. Coming the mechanic. But anywho, we got a lot of little tinkering stuff to do. We're gonna try and knock some of these dents out, get them better.
Yeah. Like I said, I want to pull some of the dents and stuff out of the bed before we take the bed back off. That way it's secure and it's not going to move around on us.
And thank you to my cousin Mike Rainbow for bringing us a regulator and the hose for the TIG welder.
And
we appreciate that.
Whoever paid for it.
Yeah, but thank you for that, because like I said, she started trying to learn.
Yeah, I got to figure out.
The hardest part is getting it set. We don't know what we're doing yet, so.
I got it where I don't know if my aluminum was too thin or if it was my gas ratio, I don't know. But I've got to get that figured out. I did it, well, I ran through two big I don't know, what is this called?
Yep, rods.
One of those big long rods. I ran through almost 2 of those, trying to figure it out. Did not get it figured out. So I was like, I'm not showing them that. It looked bad. It was bad. But yeah. I think now our kids are going to take Davey out for his birthday tonight. So.
While we're over in the bluff, we're going to run to Harbor Freight and get some things, sandpaper and stuff like that. So, and a hammer and dolly kit. We do not have one.
Yeah.
I normally use a rubber hammer and hope for the best, and her hip on the other end. So she's getting tired of that.
Yeah, I'm rough on my leg.
Anyway, see y'all tomorrow.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Good morning, guys. It is Friday morning, and we are hopefully getting as much done to this as we can. That way, Monday, we can go over there. We're going to tighten up all the fenders and stuff, get all the bolts put back in them. Probably knock some dings out.
Radiator back out.
Pull the radiator back out. What else?
Fix the killer out there.
That's nothing. I need to go call Napa. I gotta call Napa and see if our parts come in, because Pat did say it might be Friday or Saturday because of the holiday. So I'm gonna go call Napa real quick, and then hopefully we're going to get those. Alright guys, so I called Napa. They have our seal kit for the front of the motor. So while we're going to get that, we decided we would haul the 2001 Tahoe body over to the guy that purchased it. He just lives about 15 minutes away from us. So we're going to go ahead and get this delivered to him today, and then we'll run into Napa, grab them parts, and then get back over here. Alright guys, the guy that bought this, he does not have a forklift or anything, and he is currently at work. He works on the riverboat, so he's gone. So he said, just hook it to a tree and pull it off the trailer. Drive out from under it. So that's what we're gonna do. Well, that actually worked better than I figured it would. Come right off the trailer. Alright guys, we're gonna get the radiator took out. We did get the heater core box back on it like we told y'all. We decided to take off the blower motor, plate that, so we at least get some heat into the cab. Like I said, you see how close that is without the blower motor on it. How close it is to the turbo. With the blower motor, it hit. So anyway, we're gonna get the radiator pulled back out since Napa did get our gasket kit in, and then we can take the front cover off the motor, the killer dowel pin addressed, and then fill that all back up. Want to get the windshield took out today. Pop some, which we did work on this dent yesterday. That popped out real good. There's still one right here. I'm gonna try to hammer that out some. This down here. Get this one on the door pulled out right there. We are gonna have to cut and put metal in the rocker right here where this hole is. Also getting that dent down there pulled out. This right here, the bottom of the bed, getting that pulled back out. Davey is working on the door right now because the passenger door drags when you close it. So we want to get that to close nice and easy before we start any body work. That way we're not messing with stuff and maybe chipping paint after it's painted. So we're gonna get all of that stuff taken care of before we start our body work on it. Alright, so we're working on the driver door now because it drags also, but we got this one closing pretty good. Alright, while we got the driver fender off, I'm going to go get my dowel and stuff, and I'm going to try to knock this small dent out here and this small dent. Flat side. Alright guys, so we got this dent beat out right here, which we made a little high. I'll have to tack it on this side, slap it a little bit.
Tank it.
Got this side right here, got most of that done. There was a high spot right here. This was a little bent out. We hit it a couple times. This crease we beat out some. This one we beat out some. So made it easier being off the truck. So now we're gonna put it back on the truck and then probably move over to the door. Davey's excited about that.
I love body work.
Alright, so I used my suction cup to pull out most of this big dent. I think I'm going to either need a smaller one or we're going to have to get in there with the dowel and kind of hit it out. There's a small one right here. All right, guys, went ahead and got the radiator pulled out. Now we are going to take the front cover off so we can address the killer dowel pin. It might have already been fixed, we don't know, so we want to pull it off and check ourselves. And then we'll put all new gaskets back on it.
That's literally all I made to block off the killer dowel pin. There's a 10mm bolt right beside it. I take it out, put it back in this. This just goes over it. Just a safety thing. Keep it from rattling out. Like I said before, it's probably just a myth, but everybody sure does think it's a big deal. Never personally heard or seen one. Heard of one in real life. Or have I ever seen one actually back out? Sure somebody out there has, that's why it's a thing. It would be a horrible experience if it did fall out. And that's all we're talking about. This little deal here. There's a killer dowel pin right here. And that supposedly, I mean it could, but I've never actually seen one fall out or heard of anybody personally. Anyway, if it fell out, it's gonna get in all these gears and obviously it's gonna chew all this up. So yeah, it could be a bad thing. So now it's fixed. It won't come out. In deep thought. She's regretting her decisions in life.
Alright guys, while Davey is up front putting the new front sill and stuff on, I am back here trying to beat out some dents. This cab corner was smashed in a little bit. I've got it out a lot from what it was. I need to get this corner out and this corner out, and then I think I'll be good. There's a little bit here I want to try to get out as well. Before we do any body work, that corner is very hard to get in, get anything in there. So I'm gonna keep going and hopefully I can get most of it out. All right, Davey got the killer dowel pin fixed, putting everything back on the front of the motor. All right, so I got the corner hammered out pretty good. I am gonna have to use a little bit of body filler there to level that out. You can kind of see that little ripple through there, which that happened. I pretty much doweled out everything and hammered out everything I could there to get into that corner. So now we're gonna move over and start on the bed. Like I said, both back corners are kind of like that. I don't know if it's from being set down on something, but I'm gonna try to get both those pulled out because where that line is right there, it's kind of folded up in. I'm gonna try to pull that out. Folded up in here, got this hammered down. There's a piece that runs from right here at bar, right here, up to the bed frame and it's welded on. We are going to actually reattach them. I don't know why, but when we got this truck, they were cut already. So I'll kind of show y'all, probably about an inch off. So we'll push this in and weld it back up. That'll hold this in place where it's supposed to be so it don't flop around while you're driving it. We got most of the dents out as much as we could, hammering them, doweling them out. So I'm gonna give y'all a walk around and show y'all where the dents were and how much better it looks. All right, we hammered this out a little bit before we put the core support on, but there was no body line here whatsoever. It was all pushed in. How far would you say, babe? An inch, yeah. This wasn't there. From here to here was not there. That body line that's right here. Anyway, before we put this on, we hammered it out some. I went ahead, and you can see this was poking out. I went ahead and hammered that in right there. It's better. We are gonna have to smooth it out with some body filler, of course, because it's got little ripples and stuff from hammering it. But anyway, that one we got out. The bed back here, it was pushed in right here on the front. That was pushed in, got that out. The bottom of the back right there on both sides was pushed up and in. We hammered them out as best as we could. This one was the worst by far. This crease right here, was bent. Hang on. This crease right here was bent in really hard. Davey did get that hammered out really good. This side right here, y'all seen it was pushed in as well. That one come out real nice. No crease or anything. Also the front, it was actually right under here. Right here, it was bent out like this. So it was pulled down. So I just beat that up and it slowly pushed that back out. Y'all can see where I put my suction cup there. On this one, and pulled most of that dent out right there. This fender, we did some hammering while we had this fender off. There was a big old dent here, got it out. There's a small one still here. We did the best we could on that one because you can't really get in behind this space. So we got that hammered out. We hammered this out quite a bit as well. So for the most part, we got most of that hammered out. I showed y'all the cab corner. That was a big dent. I hammered a lot of that out as well. Okay, so while we were doing all this dent hammering out and stuff, we both decided I think we're still gonna try to find a set of doors because the passenger door has rusted out in one corner really bad, and let me show you the bottom of the driver door.
Yeah, I just simply don't want to fix it.
It's bad.
Pain in the butt. But I mean, this is bad.
We're not.
I don't understand how the rust got here on both sides of the doors, but like, yes, it's got a little rust here, but those are solid. The cab mounts are solid. I mean, everything's solid on the bottom except the doors.
On cutting this out here, we're gonna cut this out here, probably back to here in front of that one there. Cut that out, put a new piece in there and get it welded in. So anyways, that's kind of what we're gonna do. Look for doors really hard tonight and hopefully get some found because like I said, I do want to start body work on this Monday. I didn't get to show y'all I didn't show you the passenger door, but the corner, about that much of the corner is gone. So we're gonna have to rebuild that whole corner of the door.
If any of y'all have doors locally,
Within an hour.
2 hours even, I ain't scared to drive a little bit. I don't like it. Anyways, we want them as rust free as possible and dent free as possible. That's the issue with these is there. Other than this one little bitty dent, these things are dent free, but they are eat up on the bottom with rust. I don't like that. I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather just find some good used doors. Anyways, if any of y'all have any, let us know because we ain't gonna start hardcore body work till Monday. So this weekend we could come get them. Yeah. Like I said, if y'all ain't too far away. But anyways,
tomorrow probably ain't gonna be in the shop a whole lot because we do have a few things we want to go do. We want to go look at a cab. I think we bought a truck. That'd be the first truck we bought this year, y'all.
We'll look at a truck if the guy's home. We've already got the truck bought. We're buying the truck. As y'all know, dirtbag, we are going to repurpose that truck. So we got plans for that one later on. But that's gonna be it for this video.
Wait, is this the closing? This is closing one, yeah. What do I say?
So please like. Please like.
Oh yeah, where did I go? I just had a huge brain fart, but please like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace.
Thank you for watching, guys.